Hi everyone, hope your week is off to a good start. I'm gonna try something new and do a jewel earlier in the week. I wanna say it's intentional, it's not, I just didn't get around to doing it last week. So here I am. I wanna talk about something that I think we all understand and were raised with, and that is no pain, no gain. And the jewel is, fundamentally the jewel is that's BS. The jewel is that suffering, when you are up leveling and working on something new, when you're moving towards a new objective or goal, suffering is optional. That's the jewel. But I think it requires us to sort of like unwind a lot of our cultural training and indoctrination, because most of us are taught, and especially high achievers, we are taught that if you are not struggling and sweating it out and really experiencing some significant suffering, then you're not going to gain what you want to gain. And what I'm coming to understand is that's really false. I believe that growth fundamentally feels uncomfortable because you're stretching. So like if you actually think about how growing means stretching, it feels a little uncomfortable to stretch. You can't grow unless you're challenging yourself to do new things, put yourself in new places, experience new behaviors, show up differently. And that may feel a little bit unfamiliar and new. But that's different from suffering. I had an experience a few years ago where I was working towards my PCC in coaching, and I suffered the shit out of that process. Like all of my hyper achievement, perfectionism, and every like Jewish impulse in my DNA showed up in that process, such that I agonized and suffered and tortured myself. And needless to say, the process, the getting there was abysmal, horrible. Chef does not recommend. It was not a positive experience. And so I know I've talked about it a lot. I'm working towards my MCC now, and I was speaking to Lisa, my coach and the leader of the program. And she was asking me, what I want to get out of the program. And one of the things I said was like, I don't want to suffer through this. I want this to be fun. I want this. And that doesn't mean not hard. I actually think it's been hard. It is hard. Things that are worth getting are often hard and challenging and stretch us. But again, that's not suffering. So when you're thinking about something new you want to get, something you're working towards that feels challenging, exciting, inspiring, even difficult, I encourage you to ask yourself what kind of experience you want to have on your way to getting there. And do and be what it takes to have that experience. So what does that look like? I know along the way, like when I've been wrestling with my demons around I'm not good enough, or this call sucked, or this is not emblematic of mastery, how I choose to relate to that experience is really up to me. And I've made it a point throughout this process to bring levity, compassion, grace, self-trust, and like even faith. I don't even talk about faith a lot, but faith in the process that it's coming, it's meant to be where it's going to be. And like, I'm in the right place. I don't need to be anywhere other than where I am. All of this is to say, no pain, no gain is horseshit. And I encourage you to challenge yourself to think about not only what you want to get, but the experience you want to have in getting it. Have a great week.